and
Oddworld.
Hey oddballs, I'm your host Jensen, and welcome to episode 124. I'm gonna jump right in today and say happy birthday to you November 13th babies. I'll be reading from the birthday book and we're gonna get to know ya. So here we go.
Happy birthday.
Perhaps the primary characteristics manifested by November 13th people are their interest in people and their strong wills. Qualities that inform their predilection for observing and opening the mores and workings of human society. Indeed, in many respects, those born on this day could be compared to chemists because of their ability to absorb all manner of data, subject it to rigorous analysis, and process it before transmitting it into the public arena in a converted or crystallized configuration. With their heightened powers of perception, they have the inviolable capacity to draw upon their intuitive as well as their objective talents when assessing the world or people around them. Yet, once they have arrived at their opinions after careful deliberation, they will typically adhere to them with remarkable tenacity, even in the face of opposition. Just as their interest is aroused by virtually everything they encounter, so they may be found working in the variety of professions, although they may be especially drawn to scientific or technical pursuits, as well as those concerned with informing or enlightening their peers, such as teachers, journalists, or even spiritual or political leaders. Such is the urge to exert their progressive influence over those around them, that November 13th people will often gravitate toward leadership or pioneering roles. In turn, they are respected by others for a strength of conviction and charismatic presence. Although strongly socially oriented, they may overlook the more personal, though no less important, needs of their nearest and dearest and their quest to assess the wider human community to advance, a tendency that is even more pronounced in the men who share this birthday. Their virtues are clear-sighted, strategic, well-meaning. Their vices are neglectful, standoffish, hurtful. So again, happy birthday, you November 13th babies. If this sounds like you or somebody you know, as always, let me know. And let's go ahead and jump on into stories.
This comes from Ibelikenglthenlie on Reddit.
Y'all don't gotta believe me, but I'm almost 100% sure our house has a ghost. Not a malevolent ghost, but definitely a ghost. It's a 180-year-old house, an antebellum one. Tons of people have lived in our house and passed away here. Even other antebellum homeowners in the area have said our house has a ghost. Well, my family members have had a few experiences. I have not, yet. First is my brother's bathroom door and closet door. 2 instances now, he has left his room, come back, and both those doors are wide open. No one else is going in his room. It hasn't happened recently, but he was pretty freaked out. Next was the toaster. My mother and younger brother were downstairs in the kitchen and in the room next to the kitchen. When my mom started heading upstairs, my little brother asked her if she'd begun using the toaster. She said no, and he said he just heard it pop up. They checked, and it was hot. Last is the door in the living room. We have some pretty old see-through doors in our house. They are janky and have old locks on them that we usually keep locked. Well, these 2 double doors have a tendency to randomly start shaking. We think it must be related to a pipe or something in the house. I've seen it happen myself. But the other night, my little brother was playing games in the living room, and he said the door started slamming louder than usual, and that this time, the doorknob was shaking too. These are so far the things that have happened. We joked when we moved in that the house was haunted because it's so old, but now it seems it may be true. I'll definitely update if new things happen. So this is a fun little one. This spirit clearly likes doors and playing with toasters, so far at least. I'd be curious to see if the people prior to these people living there have had experiences, and I'd want to know what they had, or if these are the only people that have had experiences. Granted, it's a 180-year-old house, which is a decent amount of time for people to come in and out of a home, but with the people who have died there, or even if they died somewhere else, if they were still like in love with that house or wanted to be there, or who knows, maybe the land even has some history on it. But it's a nice little fun haunted house. I like it. I'm curious to see if there is more that is happening. I will definitely have to reach out to this person and ask them if there's more going on and if they've experienced anything yet. But as for now, this one's a good little creepy start, so let's go to the next one.
This comes from Hatno7520 on Reddit.
So, my house is definitely haunted. I just walked back in from outside. My son and I are the only ones here, no pets. As I walked past my kitchen, I thought I saw a shadow or something. So, I looked back, and the shadow moved. Thought it was my son, but it was not. My son was playing his game. I sat down on the couch, which is next to the kitchen, to see if anything would pop up again, because I was kind of confused and frozen with fear. After a couple of minutes, our microwave turned on and beeped. And so I ran, grabbed my son, and now we're sitting outside waiting for my dad to get here. To make sure ghosts won't eat us. And to make sure there's no electrical problems. But what the fuck? Well, I love a good shadow, and the fact that this person looked back and saw it freaking move means that shadow was long enough for the person to see it and then realize they saw it and then look back and see it freaking move. Now, I understand this also happens in like the matter of a few seconds or so, but still, ew. And what is it with these ghosts and kitchen appliances? First, it's a toaster, and this one is turning on the microwave. I am convinced that ghosts are just carrying on about their lives on the other side. That is the only explanation I can think of. Oh man, I love that this person is like, just to make sure the ghosts won't eat us. It's so funny. They're turning a scary moment into something a little less scary, which I can appreciate. But like at the same time, ew. But yeah, I don't know the history of this house or anything about any of it. So maybe it's haunted, or maybe it's just a spirit passing through playing a little game. I don't know. I'd be curious to see what you guys think, and let me know on my website or down below. And if you have a paranormal story like either story today or just a paranormal story in general, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And well, it's an odd world after all. Oddballs. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave 5 stars or thumbs up on whatever podcast platform you listen on. If you have any comments for this episode, comment below or head over to Instagram and comment on this episode's preview. To submit a story or for more information, go to itsanoddworldafterall.com.